Hi viewers, I'm sitting here with none other than hard-ass,
Silver-throated.
hard-ass, silver-throated, golden-hearted,
Oh yeah, I like that part.
platinum-throated. No, we'll cut that out.
Yeah, no,
Australian rock and roll living legend and bogan icon, none other than Angry Anderson. Hi Angry, how you going?
not too badly at all, mate. Just actually, where were we last night? We were Newman, and it was one of the many surprises on this little run that we got out of. We got off stage around about, I suppose, like 12:30 or something, and the boss said, "Go and get a couple of hours sleep." And I said, "Couple of hours? Huh? What the fuck for a couple of hours? What, like, it was an overnighter." I didn't sort of, do the connection. Not good at maths, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so we overnighted here. I mean, the distances out here are amazing. And the last couple of days, we knocked over the very first day, we knocked over an overnighter of about 12 or 14 hours.
Yeah. Sounds like a tough life on the road, Angry.
Oh, mate, well, it's nothing I would really, quite seriously, I wouldn't want to do it again for a living. Like, I mean, in the old days, we were touring, 6, 8, sometimes 10 months of the year. And we took time off to do albums and, or recover from alcoholic poisoning or, in two cases, get hepatitis. And because hepatitis stops you drinking, so there's no reason to tour anymore. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, you got questions?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say it doesn't sound like a life.
Some sort of water here,
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start at the beginning. Let's go way back, and your Uncle Ivan when you were a young tacker.
Yes, tacker. Yeah, that's a Melbourne term. Yeah. I was just a young tacker. Yeah.
When you were a young tacker, mate, he seemed to be an influence on you when you were growing up.
Well, yeah, obviously in the most important way. When I say the most important way, he's always been a great male role model for me, and plus the fact that he's one hell of a swing drummer, and so that was my first and earliest. And that's when as I got a bit older, I realised these, in a lot of cases, not remembered impressions and or influences that come into a young tacker's life at a very young tackerage age, somewhere around about between sort of 1, 2 and 3. Oh, and I lived with my grandparents up until I was about, I think, just 5 or 6 years old, and 5 because, it must have been 5 because I started state school when I moved, so I think I was 5 or 6 then. And Ivan was sort of just moving out of the family home, as a young bloke does when he starts to feel the itch, needs to scratch it. So, and he was the perfect male role model. The first time I ever rode on a motorcycle was with him, sitting on the tank, hanging on to and he played drums and was a pretty cool bloke.
Yeah. Okay. Just talking about a bit of rock and roll now, Angry. Like over your extensive rock and roll career, you've amassed an impressive body of work.
Yeah.
What would be some of your favourite pieces?
When you say well, actually, tats have been, when I say criticised, maybe that's too strong a word, but it's been mentioned on many an occasion for a band that's been together for all but about 5 or 6 years, for 30 years. We haven't produced a huge volume of work per se, but I've done a couple of solo albums, and so that kind of adds to the body of work, if you like. But the tats themselves, we've always found that recording was difficult. We're like most bands like us. We don't really feel that we actually ever quite get there, but that's the limitations of recording, and that's what you've got to accept. Once you do, like so many other things in life, the pain goes away. You know what I mean? Like say, you change what you can, you can't change what you can't change. So, but
Well, Angry, if you're saying you didn't quite get there, I'd like to hear it when you get there, because I thought it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like all the albums we've done. I like all the songs that I've written, but the lyrics, I mean, and I like the songs that we've written as a band. There's always something, you know, I mean, we record our albums very quickly. There is always a lot of commitment to the moment. And one of the things that we've always, I suppose, lacked was that elusive, whatever it is, that eludes. You know, you think, yeah, you know, possibly could have done that better, or, you know, maybe we...
Are we talking like chart success, Angry? Is that what we meant?
No. We realised a long time ago that chart success was going to be something that was not going to be part of our arsenal, if you like, or our reward. But and still to this day, I mean, the last album that we did was only a couple of years ago, Blood Brothers, and we thought this was sonically, it's a very modern sounding album. So it sounds like stuff that's being recorded today. Mark Opitz is a very frontline rock producer and you know, not a magician. Well, he's a magician in a way, but him and Tony, the engineer, were just magical the way that they were able to get onto. Well, it's not tape anymore. On a computer. What we were doing, you know, the urgency of it, the vibrancy of it, and I just kind of felt, well, I was not disappointed in being disappointed that yet again radio does choose to support I think things of lesser quality, but then again I think that we've always produced very quality rock and roll. So,
and I've got to say to Angry, all your early stuff, it stands the test of time. I still listen to it, you know, and a lot of people I know still listen to it and enjoy it, and it still sounds spot on, I think.
Yeah, well, me too.